It's all about risk management. If you didn't trade today, great job managing your risk. Hey there, Tamir from FIBONACCI'S.com with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Let's see the charts. It's all about risk management. And as you can see, SPY price action is getting tighter and tighter. It will break either side, to the upside towards this red trend line or to the downside towards this yellow trend line. But until we will have a break up or a break down, we sit on hands and do nothing. We manage our risk, and for now the risk is trading. So we manage it and we don't trade. Wait for a break up or a break to the downside. QQQ, small adjustments on this yellow trend line. And as we can see, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. Several days, doji after doji, inside candle, doji on today, failing to break up above and close above this trend line. Let's see if bulls have enough power in their hands, or are we going for some kind of a pullback towards the 323, 320, and we have all the rest of the levels to the downside. Breaking to the upside, first resistance will be the 332. IWM, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, and as we can see, second day IWM failing to break up and above, now going towards the 170. If the 170 will fail to hold, 163 is next support. Of the Dow gave up at the 332 area. As we can see, they struggled to hold, but today they gave up. Next would be the 330 to the downside. If the 330 to the downside will fail to hold the support, in my opinion, this gap will get filled, because we know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. 330 next support. Bulls of the Dow must hold. Bitcoin holding their own trend line, but very tight price range, as we can see since last Friday. Nothing much on the Bitcoin. This orange trend line needs to hold, otherwise 26, same as we saw here on Friday, will be next support. Then we're going towards this yellow trend line. Ethereum 1800 is holding strong, because bulls of Ethereum know that once this will break to the downside, we are going to retest this white trend line. We also have a small trend line over here. And as we can see, price of Ethereum in the short term, downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. We can also take this one over here. Lower highs, lower lows. Let's see where price of Ethereum is taking us. For now, Ethereum short term, downtrend, long term, since November, uptrend until proven otherwise, because this white trend line is holding the higher lows. Apple moving sideways, basically almost 2 weeks of sideways move. 171 to the downside, 174 to the upside, breaking below the 171. In my opinion, this gap will get filled, more than 80% chance. Breaking above the 174, we're going to retest this white trend line somewhere over the 183 area. Of course, everything you see and hear on my channel is for educational purposes only. You know the drill. Follow to get ideas, but never follow blindly anyone on social media, paid or free services, to let you know what to do next. If you're following someone and waiting for someone else to tell you what to do next, it's the fastest way to blow out your account. Get education, do your own diligence, because in the end of the day, it's your money. No one else will take care of your money. It's all on you. Amazon, great example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, and More, they are also the roadmap for future price action. As we can see, Amazon went all the way to this red trend line. You know this trend line because you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos. So you are very familiar with these trend lines, and not surprising, Amazon went all the way up, got rejected intraday and pulled back a little bit. Now, let's see if the 110 to the downside will hold. Otherwise, this gap will get filled. Or can bulls of Amazon break up above, going towards the 118, and above 118, we are going towards the 127 with this red trend line to the upside. Follow price, use levels and trend lines to manage your risk. Risk management is the only thing that we as traders have full control of. Nothing more, nothing less. Once we put on a trade, anything can happen. Something will happen, but anything can happen. And we always need to prepare for the worst case scenario. This is why risk management is the only thing we have full control of. How much are you willing to lose on each and every trade? AMD breaking above the 110. Now let's see continuation towards the 106. Above 106, we are going to this white trend line, to the upside. This white trend line helps us to identify the longer term uptrend channel, higher highs, higher lows. AMD long term channel, uptrend channel until proven otherwise. Google, another perfect example of why trend lines gives us future price action, roadmap to the future price action. All the way to this white trend line, got rejected, and now 116, 115 needs to hold, otherwise 113 together with this gap will get filled. Let's see if bulls of Google can break up above, also above the 121. Look left, 121, all this area between the 120 and the 121, very tough area of resistance for Google. Breaking above it, 131 is next. We have also a slight gap over here, but it doesn't matter how big the gap is. Gaps are like magnets to price action. Breaking above the 122 area, in my opinion, 131 and this gap are next. Tesla holding above the 164, 163 area, but 177, as you can see, tough resistance. So if you don't have any position on Tesla yet, in my opinion, and of course it's only my opinion, wait, short below, long above this yellow line, and I would also wait above this yellow trend line, because this yellow trend line, very tough resistance since October, each and every time got rejected. Nvidia, broken record coming up. Trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, and look at that. Also Nvidia went up all the way to this trend line, intraday rejection, and closed below the 293, very tough resistance together with this trend line since beginning of May. As you can see, let's see now where Nvidia will take us. 281, 276 needs to hold as support. This trend line needs to break up and above. Then we have 315 to the upside. Microsoft grinding slowly up. This red trend line from resistance now acting as support. All this area is acting as support. 316 to the upside. Next resistance, look left, support, resistance. Now 316 will become a tough resistance in my opinion, breaking up and above. Then Microsoft will have some kind of a bull run all the way to 343. Meta much, basically moving sideways since end of April. 230 to the downside, 240, 244 to the upside, and this price action have one reason and one reason only. We have a gap to the downside, we have a gap to the upside. Each gap wants to get filled. So we have this gap pulling price to the downside, this gap pulling price to the upside, and this is why we have sideways move on Meta. Let's see where Meta is taking us. Above the 244, in my opinion, we are going to retest this white trend line. Above it, we are going to fill this gap. 230 needs to hold together with this white trend line. Otherwise, this gap to the downside will get filled. Netflix, breakout, retest. Now let's see continuation for the next leg up. If you're not long yet on Netflix, 336 is my trigger, closing up and above it, long towards 341 and 350. Breaking below this trend line, we have all the levels to the downside, and we have also this trend line to manage our risk for future price action. Shopify, slowly going back down. As we can see, trend line helps us to identify that we are in some kind of a retracement. Breaking below this lower white trend line, we are going towards the 53. 53 needs to hold, otherwise this gap will get filled. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Until the next video, do good things.